buy a game before the rest?
So again, what's really cool about all these utilities is a lot of it is so flexible, and it's always going to be exciting how these are applied. It's always going to be exciting how these are distributed. So with this one especially, our partnerships with our games that we're developing, our games that we're hosting, they all have different capabilities in terms of what they can offer early access wise. So certain games will have 3 early access spots, certain games will have 150. And according to those limitations, we will be awarding them. We will always have a minimum for a game that can offer early access. We will make sure to have a minimum of 52, so that at least one holder, one unique, will receive early access to that game. If that is the case, and we have 3 games releasing, it will be rotational. So number 2 will get 52 early access spots. Number 6 will get 52 early access spots, according to how many uniques there are in that collection. Now, obviously, for the question on stackability, if you have two number 6s, that double early access isn't going to benefit you much. It's going to be early access once, and even if you access it again with your other one, you're still going to access the same game. So if we get a game with 150 slots, actually, it would be more accurately, it would be 156. 156 early access spots, then those are going to go to all of the holders of the exclusive game access utility. So it's very flexible, the application of it, but either way, it's going to be very exciting, and we'll always listen to the community with feedback. If obviously there are holders of number 6 who want early access to a specific game that's been announced, and there are some holders in number 2 that don't want to, we're going to make sure that that is, as accessible and as fairly distributed as possible.
That sounds great. I mean, that's one of the most exciting utilities for me. I mean, trying a game out before the rest of the people sounds pretty sweet. I can't deny that. So yeah, jumping and going on to the next one, we have Ultra Tournament Walkthrough. It sounds pretty obvious, but what does this actually mean? If I would to guess, I would say that it's a personalized guide and walkthrough of the Ultra tournament done by somebody from Ultra. Does that mean that? What else could you add to that, Douglas?
That is exactly what it is. So holders of the unique power, ultra power pieces that have this utility are going to get a early sneak preview of the Ultra Tournament platform. It will be a walkthrough. I'm not going to say with who, because that'll be ruining the surprise, but it's going to be an early walkthrough with someone very special and who knows the tournament platform backwards. And that is going to be distributed to everybody. We're not going to go into too much detail about that one because I'm really excited about how that's going to be distributed, how that's going to be shared. So but you will have a sneak preview to the. I see people guessing in the. I see people guessing in the chat already. And just to answer this question ahead of time, anyway, yes, the Galaxy Droids also have a very, very similar utility, and I can tell you that the basis of it is the same, which is an early sneak preview of the walkthrough. Whether the walkthrough host or the walkthrough itself is exactly the same may be different. I'm not going to reveal too much about that, but you will have a sneak preview to the platform before anybody else.
That sounds sweet, man. I really like that one. And there's another one that sounds pretty cool, which is merch drop. So the holders of number 3, number 5, number 9, 12, and 13 get this really nice utility, which is merch drop. What type of merch will be dropping? How frequent? And what does the holder have to do to be able to reach this merch? Is the holder of unique number 3 the same merch that the number 5 holder will receive? How does that vary? And could you please walk us through a little bit of how the whole process would be and what it means for the holders?
So with all of this utility, we've always put thought behind long-term sustainability, short-term satisfaction, and we try to balance the two, but also give to each category as much as possible. So I'm going to say that merch drop is long-term sustainable utility, and what we've done here is we've really applied our creativity to the economy of the Ultra ecosystem, but also the economy specifically of the Ultra Power Collection. So the merch drop refers to obviously internal Ultra merch that is going to be released and will be available to the entire public, obviously. It refers to, more excitingly, some very exclusive merch that will only be made through using the use of the IP of the Ultra Power Collection. And at some point, a lot of the merch that's going to be made available to the Ultra Power holders is going to be available to the public. Some of it's going to be exclusive. Some of it you won't be able to get on our main merch shop. So I'm rambling a bit, but I get really excited about this one because what we're doing is according to which one you hold, number 3, number 5, number 9, 12, and 13, you will get exclusive options for merch and exclusive access to exclusive merch. And sometimes you will all get access to the same merch. So that's one level of it. The next level of it is going to be discount. So you'll get discount on existing merch that's available to the whole public, but because you hold an Ultra Power with that utility, you'll get discount. Now that discount may vary according to which Ultra Power you own. It may be applied to all of them. It depends on the merch itself. This utility itself is incredibly flexible. Then it also, the next level of that is it does matter what the value of the merch is. So realistically speaking, we can't send you a Lamborghini with Ultra logo on it to every single holder of this utility.
No Lambo?
No Lambo yet. No Lambo yet. Let's see where the platform goes. I'd love to send everybody an Ultra Lambo, but for now it's not realistic. But we will get there eventually. So according to the value of the merch, we will either offer a discount, we will offer it for free, we will just randomly send maybe even some exclusive Ultra merch. So these things are very flexible. Now, where this gets exciting is the more valuable the merch, the more the option to burn your NFT comes in. And if the merch is something you really want, let's say, for example, it's a 3D printed bust of Ultra Power number 5, our Cyber Skull. If it's a 3D printed bust of that you want to display in your bedroom or something like that, you may have to burn your unique. We haven't decided yet, but you may have to burn your unique to get it. Alternatively, if you still want it but you don't want to burn your unique, it may grant you some level of discount. So what this does is it provides an incentive for everyone who's holding to hold. It also provides an incentive to those who want to burn it and to get the exclusive merch for free. It gives them incentive to burn it, which essentially makes the unique power, the Ultra Power collection, deflationary. In other words, it's going to go up in value the less there are. So the more amazing the merch is, the more likely burning will happen, the more rare your unique becomes. That's the idea behind this. And again, ultimately, nobody has to burn anything. They can get discounts on items. They can get discounts on the merch. But this is going to be really exciting because we're going to be releasing some super cool merch. We're going to be releasing Ultra Power specific merch. And your Ultra Power is going to give you discounts, freebies, access to it. And just let me put this out there now, and going to get some hate for this. But unfortunately, the only thing we cannot guarantee is shipping and for the shipping and delivery, shipping and packaging. That is going to be covered by the community. Unfortunately, we are hoping that it's not too much. And obviously, according to where you are situated, we want this to be as fair as possible. So if you're situated in Australia and the shipping is $200, and then you're sitting in France and the shipping is $5, we'll obviously try and compensate for that as much as possible. But yeah, shipping and handling is unfortunately the community's responsibility, but we're going to do our best to mitigate that as much as possible.
Wow, I just loved what you talked about there, especially that deflationary effect. For example, if somebody wants to cash in a really cool piece of merch for Ultra Power number 5 and they decide to burn it, we're talking about already a supply of 10 going down to 9. And then if somebody else says goes down to 8, so indirectly it increases the value because it's going to be more scarce in the Ultra ecosystem. So I'm really liking this. Like, I like the dynamic where you can choose if you want to burn, if you want to hold, and if you decide to burn, you like indirectly benefit the other holders of this. So this is kind of a cool dynamic. I really like it, and I love the way you
got the
explained
idea. We got the idea from the Kenny Rogers song, "No and Hold 'Em." That one.
Okay, cool. We'll send him his credit. Oh, that's great. I mean, I love that whole system, that the way you explained it, man. It sounds so cool, and I'm really looking forward because I personally love the art from the Ultra's Power collection. Rami did an amazing job contacting and dealing with all these amazing artists that got together to make this collection. So super excited about that, and excited to see how this merch is going to look, because everybody likes the art of this collection. So it's going to be really cool. And that, yeah, I think we're done with the merch for now. Card deck. what is the card deck? It says here that you get a card deck after burning your NFT. My question is, what type of card deck are we talking about? Is this card deck? I'm just kind of repeating some of the questions,
Sure.
Douglas. I don't want to put you against the wall or anything. I'm just repeating questions I got from the community. For example, the card deck. If you burn your NFT, you get your card deck. Is this a personalized card deck related to the NFT that you burned? Does it have a serial number, personalized, correlated to the unique that you burned? How does this work? Or is it the same card deck for everybody? And what is this all about?
So the card deck's an exciting one as well. It's also why we modeled the collection numbers of 52, except for the ultra exclusive number 13 and number 5. We've modeled every ultra power in volume 1 as 52 because of the card deck. What we want to do eventually is we want to turn the ultra power series into, a playing card game. That's the idea. Don't quote me on that right now. We are looking at ways we can do that, create a digital card game as well, and a blockchain card game for all intents and purposes. But those things are all just ideas right now. They may change, they may stay the same. But one thing that we've said from the beginning is we want to give holders the option to have a physical card deck that is going to be printed, yes, with the specific ultra power that they burn. The reason we had to consider whether we're going to burn this or not is, practical in its basis, which is we don't want to incentivize too much burning because then suddenly we don't have any left of any of the ultra power pieces. But if that is the case, then so be it. These cards are going to be pretty cool. Our plan is to, exactly what you're saying, do the different serial numbers of these physical card decks. It is going to be a playing card deck. So one of the ideas we're playing around with, which can change, we'll see what the community thinks about it. We'll make sure to involve everybody in these decisions. But it's either the playing card deck, classic poker set, or maybe we'll come out with a playing card game that has power-ups, power utility, fighting card game, something like that. So the exciting part is this can always be flexible, always be changed, and we haven't nailed down anything for that yet. But we do know that if you want to get a physical card deck, it is going to be burning. Now, the incentive to hold is that we might end up doing a playing card game on our blockchain, and if you want to access that, you might have to hold on to your ultra power. So none of that is confirmed yet. So when the option does come for burning the card deck, we'll have all the information available so you guys can make an informed choice on your own behalf. But we've got some really exciting ideas for that, and we thought a physical card deck would be really cool. Like I said, this is Ultra Power Volume 1, and Ultra Power Volume 1 is modeled after a card deck. So that is the overall idea for it.
That's great. So merch drop and card deck are both utilities that you would get something physical, something you can grab with your own hands, and indirectly they affect the supply if you decide to burn or not. So those two utilities are really interesting if you look at that from like an internal economy point of view, and that it actually gives you something tangible that you can actually touch. Not all is digital in this ultra power ecosystem. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think we have our last utility from the chart, which is milestone holder perks. And as same as a card deck, all of the ultra powers have this utility. What does milestone holder perks mean, Douglas?
So this one is going to be exciting. All I can say right now, because we've got to add some mystery somewhere. And the mystery with this one is every NFT project is what can I say? A community building tool. It's a interesting project to be a part of. It's a way to earn. It's a way to play. It's a way to access. So we want to make sure that there's an incentive not only to burn your NFT, thus upping the value of the rest of the collection. There's also an incentive to hold if you choose to do so. That is why milestone holder perks was introduced. It's applicable to every single ultra power in volume 1. And the milestone holder perks are going to be whatever we think they should be at any given time when Ultra reaches a new milestone. They could be, actually, I'm not even going to give any ideas. I'm sorry, this one I'm going to keep a complete mystery. I want to share with you guys as much as we thought of, but milestone holder perks is going to be rewarding you for your loyalty to the Ultra Power collection. We're going to update those accordingly. All NFT projects, whether they be internal, external, whatever, it's all about under promising and over delivering, and that's what we intend to do with Ultra Power. So I'm not going to promise anything, and I guarantee you milestone holder perks will be an over delivery of that promise of nothing. I don't know if that made any sense.